Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would talk about some things that YouTube made me buy. But today I thought I would focus on those that it was really me watching YouTube and being like, oh, I need that in my life, and actually going out to buy it. Instead of sometimes, it's just you see it in passing and then you're like, oh, it kind of looks kind of good. And then you search reviews on it, or, you go in store and you touch it and you're like, oh, that feels nice. And then you buy it. So I'm not counting those in this video. In this video, I'm just like, I watched a YouTuber, I need it in my life, go out and buy it. So yeah, I'm gonna be talking about whether it was worth the money or it was worth the hype or whether it was just really that good. So yeah, let's just get started. So the first one I want to talk about, if you've been here for a while, is the Max Fix Plus. So this is like a makeup staple. It's not even like proper makeup, but it's like a staple in every makeup junkie's collection because it's I have a conspiracy theory, and I think this is just water, but they call it like a skin refresher finishing mist kind of thing. And well, I mean, I use it to like wet my brushes if I want to use eyeshadows wet, or I use it as a finishing spray, kind of like a setting spray, but not really, because this doesn't do anything to like make your makeup last longer. It just kind of makes the powders settle into the skin better and make everything look more airbrushed almost, so you don't look powdery or you don't get that cakey look. So yeah, I mean, whether it's worth the money, I don't know if you put water in a bottle and spray it, whether it would do the same thing, or those like Avene thermal waters or something like that. If you use it for the same purpose, I'm not sure if it will give the same results. But I mean, I guess this is like a staple. So yeah. So the next one we're going to talk about is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you know I'm completely in love with this, and I do not regret buying this one bit. So I think I was watching a few videos and they were talking about the new launch of the Ultra HD. So there were a lot of like comparison videos between like the old HD and the new Ultra HD. So I never owned the old HD, I just purchased this right away. And yeah, I mean, it looked amazing on their skin, and YouTubers were like raving about it and saying how photogenic and how beautiful it just looked in photos and on camera, and I just had to get it. So I bought it, and I do not regret it one bit. Not only on camera, but in real life, if you use like a beauty blender and really kind of like work it into the skin, it can look really amazing. So yeah, this is like one of my favorite foundations ever. And yeah, so the next thing I want to talk about is another foundation. This is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. During the launch, guys, this was so hyped up. Like, so many YouTubers were talking about it and they were like raving about it, and I don't know if it was sponsored or not. I wasn't really like kind of paying attention last time, but and everybody was just using this foundation in every video or makeup tutorial that I watched. They were using the Too Faced Born This Way, and I was like, damn, that foundation must be good. I mean, if so many people are using it, then come on, like it has to be good. And it is. It's so amazing. It's like, it gives you really good coverage. Like, really good coverage. If you watch my party makeup tutorial, I'm not sure what I called it. But yeah, the one for New Year's Eve, I used this foundation in that video, and you can just see the coverage on this foundation, and it's so amazing. But at the same time, it doesn't look cakey or heavy on the skin. It doesn't feel cakey on the skin. It just sits and sinks into the skin very nicely, and it's photogenic, and yeah, it's like almost similar to the Makeup Forever Ultra HD. I would say the Born This Way though is slightly thicker in consistency, but in the same way it gives more coverage than the Ultra HD. So, you know, if you need the extra coverage, then I would say go for the Too Faced Born This Way. Otherwise, the Makeup Forever Ultra HD is a very good alternative. So, yeah. And the next one, let's talk about a primer. Yeah. So this is the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I remember when it was just launched and it was such a big deal and everyone was saying how, you know, how luminous the skin looked and how if you wear this primer then, you know, you just look like you're radiant and glowing from within. And I was like, you know, and then I watched a few more videos and they used it more often, and then I saw other YouTubers use it and like call it like their favorite primer ever, and I was like, maybe I need that in my life. So even though I'm oily, I purchased it. I purchased something that will make me look even more oily. But I wouldn't say it does make me look more oily though, because I feel like I don't see this on the skin. I don't know if it's just me, but if I put it on the entire face and then I put a foundation on top of it, I don't see it anymore. Like, I don't see that glow from within that people talk about, and I don't know why. I'm not sure if it like only works with like lower or less coverage foundations, like, you know, lighter coverage, so you see more of that skin and you get to see more of the primer. I'm not sure how this works, but this was kind of, I wouldn't say it's a regret because it does look good on the skin. Like, if you mix it in with your foundation, it does give a very nice finish. That's what I do like in the winter months when it's slightly colder outside and I don't get so oily so quickly. So yeah, I mean, I still use it, but I don't think it was one of the best purchases that I made. So yeah. The next thing we're going to talk about is a bronzer. Now, this is ridiculously expensive and I don't know if it's worth the money, but I spent $100 on the Chanel 10 Soleil 10 de Chanel. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it, but it's basically a cream bronzer and it kind of just like looks like that inside. It's kind of gross because I've been sticking my brush in it, but you know, it's just like a cream bronzer, and I guess you don't use a lot at a time, and $100 may be kind of worth it. I mean, for the amount of product that you get. You do get 1 ounce in here, and that's 30 grams of product, and I think if you like that cream bronzer, I think this would be a worth it product. If you're a dry person or a normal skinned person and you kind of lean towards cream products, then you might love this bronzer. But for myself, I mostly use it on days where I want to look more natural. So like a light coverage foundation and just a cream bronzer, and then very, 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 very light powder on the skin. It looks beautiful like that, and that's how I wear this mostly. Yeah, but other than that, I don't know if it's worth $100. I mean, it looked amazing on Jaclyn Hill. I mean, I think if you look back about a year or so, that was when I first saw her talk about it, and she was raving about it, and you know, she was like using it video after video, video after video, and I was like, maybe I need that in my life. So yeah, I did the same thing. I went out and I bought it, and I don't know if it's worth $100, but I would say if you're thinking about getting this, then go into the store and like kind of try it out on your face. Like, try to get like the sales assistant to like put it on you and see how it goes, because this does come in only 1 shade. So you might, for those of you who are slightly darker than me or way darker than me, then this might not work for you because it only comes in 1 shade. And even for me, this is not kind of like a perfect bronzer shade for myself, or for my preference at least. So yeah, Chanel Soleil 10 de Chanel. Yeah, so moving on. The next product I want to talk about is the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. So it just looks like that, and it's used as an eye base. So basically it's like an eye primer, and yeah, that's basically it. So what I see a lot of YouTubers using is the soft ochre, or some of them with paler skin tones use Painterly, I think, and it's more of like a pink toned eye base versus the soft ochre. This is very yellow. I mean, it does work as an eye base, but for me personally, with oily eyelids, this does not hold up as well as I want it to. The Benefit Stay Don't Stray is a lot better on my eyelids, and kind of eyeshadows don't run around on my eyelids after like a whole day, after a whole night, compared to the soft ochre. So if you have oily eyelids, I would say just go for the Benefit Stay Don't Stray. In my opinion, it's a lot better for us. Whereas if you have drier eyelids or you don't have oily eyelids, then this would be a perfectly fine eye base. So yeah. So the last product that I want to talk about for today is this is the Cinema Secrets Makeup Brush Cleaner Quick Drying Rinse Free Formula. So this bottle basically is for those of us who are too lazy to wash our makeup brushes and want to clean them and then reuse them right away again. So basically what you do is just kind of like pour this out and then just lightly dip your brush in it and then just wipe it off. So for me personally, I only use it for my eye brushes because that's the only way it kind of works. And I don't even like dip my brush into the solution. I kind of like pour it out onto like a tissue or a towel and then just kind of like wipe it and clean it that way. And even then, I find that it does kind of like dry out my brushes. And if you pay like 20 bucks for an eye brush, you don't want it drying out and like fraying and not doing its job. So yeah. So for the face brushes, I do not recommend them for face brushes. Like, I cannot emphasize this enough. For face brushes, when I first kind of like dipped this into the solution, the first thing I noticed was that it doesn't touch the solution equally just because the brush itself is not kind of flat. And even with the Sigma, or even like this kind of like flat brushes, this is like a contour brush, and even with these flat brushes, it doesn't completely, like if you look at my finger, it doesn't like cover the entire surface of the brush. So if you do kind of like dip it low enough such that it covers, then for some reason it stains your brushes. So there's not the Sigma F80, but this is like a similar brush that I kind of like use the Cinema Secrets on. This is the Zoeva Defined Buffer. So this is like a buffer brush as well, and it's flat basically. So it just kind of like dyed the white tips here. It just kind of dyed it blue. I was washing it with the Purity face cleanser. I was washing it with like Daiso brush cleaners, and I just couldn't get the color off. And it just looked kind of weird because it was kind of patchy, it was stained patchy around the brush as well. It's not like the entire thing was blue. It was just some parts that were blue, and it was so weird. And till today, I can't, after washing like so many times, I still can't get the color off. And yeah, I just have to kind of like deal with it and live with a partly blue brush. So yeah, I mean, this was like kind of a fail-ish. So yeah. Anyway, I think that's all that I have to show you for today's video. If you do like this kind of videos, or if you like kind of like product review kind of videos, do let me know in the comments below, and I can do more for you guys in the future. And subscribe before you leave. I post videos every Thursday at 2 p.m. AEST. So yeah, I'll just see you in my next one. Bye.